Glorious rising, my light warriors. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I welcome you to the Light Warriors Oracle, and if you're coming from Soul Family Oracle, or if this is on Soul Family Oracle, I urge you to please follow Light Warriors Oracle, where I post specifically messages that are channeled for our Light Warriors. Okay, so this message is a message that I received sometime last year, but somehow when I wanted to do the message, Spirit just told me to hold off on it. In the last few months, it's been coming up again, but I don't know but anyway, I'm doing it now. So, I just did a message right now about a revelation I had in a dream and a visitation I had with Archangel Gabriel. And that prompted me to record this one right afterwards. So, this was coming in as Operation Blackwater. Sometime last year, I woke up from sleep. Couldn't remember exactly what the dream was, but I woke up hearing Blackwater, Blackwater, Blackwater. So I went on Google to search Blackwater, like Blackwater, and 11:33 on the timer. And as I was scrolling through the results, I saw something about Blackwater, something force, or like this Blackwater is like an agency, and it was an agency in Dubai or in the Middle East. Okay, and what this agency is they recruit or hire people like soldiers or retired soldiers. And I'm hearing mercenaries, quote unquote mercenaries. What they are actually building is a group of mercenaries, but the people that they're taking like veterans. And one moment. Okay, and I checked out the website, and it was speaking about basically they're like an agency that hires or brings or takes I keep hearing mercenaries, okay, but what they're taking is like veterans and retired soldiers. I guess that's veterans, and people that have been in like the army and stuff like that. And what they're doing is they have this it's like a security agency, and it's like a security force. It's a private security agency, and these are the type of people that they take as part of their security personnels. But what Spirit was bringing through to me, like these people, what they're actually building or what they're trying to build is a group of mercenaries. And not everything that they're preaching of what they are going to be doing is actually the full truth. Because part of what they're going to be doing with the people that they're recruiting is to kind of like alter them or alter their state of mind, almost like maybe brainwash them somehow to make them into some kind of like ruthless, emotionless, inhumane mercenaries. And this is also like a part of like a bigger mission that they are embarking on, to have their own private agency of mercenaries, where big status, high status people, high status leaders, and like I don't know whether like presidents or like elite or stuff like that can hire their services and have their own group of mercenaries or like soldiers to do their bidding. These people will be trained, but again altered somehow. It's like there's something that they're going to be doing to make them emotionless or inhumane, but basically to alter their state of consciousness. Okay, and they're going to be training them, and not even like training them, but they're going to be equipping them with certain information to be able to infiltrate into government and different agencies to bring things down. Okay, I'm getting this movie. I think it's Ryan Reynolds. It's with Ryan Reynolds. No, I need to Google this. Hold on, guys. I need to find this. Okay, I found it. The movie's title is Six Underground. Six Underground. And basically these are people that what they were doing is like they devoted their life to basically stop bad people that are influential, like influential people that nobody can touch. But in order for them to do that, they first had to like fake their own death. They first had to fake their own death so that they literally become like, cleared out of the system where they can't find them again, because it's almost like they wanted to not just erase their digital footprint, they wanted to also erase their physical footprint and their map print. And to do that, the first thing they did was basically to kind of like, fake their own death. But these were like very highly trained, understand, group of people that came together in order to, fight for good or fight against like the elites and big government officials that nobody could touch, something of the sort. But in this case, it's kind of like the opposite. Some of these people I'm getting are going to be thinking that they're being put out to do good work, only to find out later that it's actually bad work. Some of these people are actually going to know what this is about. And this Operation Blackwater is just like, it was just coming through for me to see, or to explain how there are a lot of different things that are happening in the Middle East like this. It's not just this company. And I'm not saying this is what this company is doing. This is what Spirit showed me to kind of like facilitate the message within me, or like to basically give me a rounded understanding of what this message was about. So this is not to say that that particular company is doing that. But there are different things that are going on there involving retired agents or like veterans and soldiers that are being recruited and hired as private eyes or private agent or private, guards. And some of these things is how they plan on taking over the world. Not that they can, but like how they plan on bringing down certain world leaders and certain world orders so that they can be on top, or so that they can be in the forefront. So this message is also to say 7:14 on the timer. It's going to be very important. People who are in this energy, or people who play this role, it's going to be very important where you choose to apply for, where you choose to extend your service from, where you choose to sign off your life to, with that whole like being like, kind of like faking their own death before they started the mission. And the other thing that I was getting also is how a lot of people that have been pronounced dead in the army or in the military, there's something about their essence, or there's something about them that is being replicated or cloned in some of these spaces. It's being replicated or cloned in some of these spaces. Okay. And the other thing is like, so some of these people, even though they've been pronounced dead, there's something about them being taken and something of them being built or being rebuilt, but like clone-like, and I'm hearing like genotype or something of the sort. And this is also coming through about how a lot of them is like, they're not going to know exactly what you're doing, or it's almost as if they're going to be like emotionless or inhumane. There's something about them. So there's something about the military going on with some of these things that they're building. Something about the army and stuff like that from these things that they're building. Where it's like people that have been pronounced dead through the army, and maybe their bodies, pardon me to say if this triggers anybody, where maybe their bodies have not been received by family, or, something about they didn't receive their body, they just bring them a flag is what I'm hearing. All of this is not true, because there's an active business behind the scenes that is literally purchasing and acquiring what is supposed to be dead soldiers. What is supposed to be dead soldiers. And what you're doing is something about genotype, but they're cloning them, or they're, there's something they're doing. Okay? And these people are being sent out to do various things. Listen, there's going to be a time where if certain people are recognized, it's going to be like, are you not that person? But they won't even know who they won't, like, they will be different people. Like, they will know who, they will have a name, they will have a whole life, but they are originally somebody else. almost like, and like, I don't know, like this is like, I'm hearing biochemistry and bioengineering, and I'm seeing like a lab, and like people in like lab coats, like, but then also there's technology. So there's something about bioengineering, there's something about genotype, there's something about tech. Almost like part chemistry, part technology, part bioengineering, some weird stuff like that that's going on, guys. Listen, if you're a light warrior out there and you're listening to this, I've said many times how the light warrior energy is not like we get up and then we go out and then we're waging war and this and then we're going to protest and stuff like that. They mark you when you do shit like that. That's not how we do it. We have higher powers that we work with, higher powers that govern the laws of this universe, higher powers that govern the laws on this planet, that govern humanity on this planet, and we need to work hand in hand with them. That is why I always guide people to the archangels. That is why I always guide people to the archangels. The best way to counter these things is not going to be to go out and to make noise and to protest, because most of the real shit that's happening, we're not even going to see it. Most of the stuff that's happening is going to be happening behind the scenes. But they will be orchestrating certain things to try and reel out the people that are in the forefront, or the leaders of the movement, the various movements, so that they can see them and see the people that they are working with, so they can target them. How we counter these people is by doing it behind the scenes. How we counter these people is by reaching out to our archangels, reaching out to the various gods and goddesses that we work with, reaching out to the various energies that govern this planet and the universe, reaching out to them and working with them, so that they can what? Impart the energy into us on this physical plane to take on these missions. Now more than ever, again, the seal of the 7 archangels, the seal of Archangel Michael, I've already put it there, but I will put it in there again. And if you're watching this from Soul Family Oracle, I urge you to follow Light Warriors Oracle, where I originally post these various messages on the light for the Light Warriors. And like I've said many times, light warriors, light workers, we are all the same and in between. We are all the same and in between. 1, 2, 2, 2 on the timer. We are all the same and in between. The role we play is to protect humanity. Okay, where light workers, are more about the healing and stuff like that and the messages. Light warriors, we are more about protection. And for those that fall in between light work and light war, we do both. We do both. Now more than ever, humanity is going to need us to truly use the energy of who we are as agents of light. Not the physical points. No, we are not going to do this from the physical, the talking and the protesting, and no. And I've said this many times, that's part of how they mark you. Like that guy that built that whole Black Lives Matter movement and caused so many different fake scenes to infuriate people, for people to march so that they could get an upper hand on them and see the people that were threats to them. Okay? That's not how we're going to do it, because when you do it like that, you give them the opportunity to continue to blind the masses and to find ways to take you out. How we're going to do it is by working with our angels, is by working with our cosmic families, is by working with the various energies that govern this planet. And also by sounding the alarm to anyone that will listen. By sounding the alarm of the dangers of some of these various things that people get themselves into. By sounding the alarm on how we are needing to protect our energies and not to sell ourselves out for a dream. Or just because in this case is because like a lot of people are maybe depressed. Some of these people that have left the military or retired and stuff like that, some are depressed, some feel lonely, some are broke. And so these are part of the things that they are using to stand on in order to reel them in. Alright guys, this is where I'm going to leave this message, and as always, please listen with discernment. If the message resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe to help us reach even more of our tribe. Even more of our light warriors, our soul family members, our light workers. Have a blessed day, guys.